I'm Alex English, the studio manager at Studio RTY, and this is my top 10 favourite albums. So in at number 10, my choice would have to be Nirvana, Unplugged in New York. This album's been with me for as long as I can remember. It was one of my personal favourites. There's one time in my life where I could not get to sleep without actually playing this album. That it just always sent me to sleep, but finally I've got out of that complex now. But yeah, it's all acoustic all the way through this album. There's some choice tracks and covers for people like David Bowie, Mudhoney and a few others. But it's a fantastic album and one that you can leave on from start to finish. So that's why it's number 10, Nirvana, Unplugged in New York. In at number 9, Beastie Boys, Ill Communication. What a fantastic album, I cannot say enough about it. It's got so many different styles throughout, from like punk to rock to hip hop to breakbeat. And I think particularly some of the instrumental tracks towards the end of the album really demonstrate the other side of the Beastie Boys as musicians. Some fantastic tracks of Ill Communication. Definitely recommend it, that's why it's number 9. In at number 8, we've got Wise Guys and Executive Suite. You might remember Wise Guys from their hit single Ooh La La a few years ago in the late 90s, but this album actually predates that. It is really an instrumental album all the way through it, and it focuses heavily on the ability of a DJ, turntablism, scratching, sampling. So it sort of laid the foundation for an early me. It basically gave me inspiration and made me want to start using samples and being a DJ. Ooh, la la, say so. Come on, say ooh, la la, say so. Come on. Number 7, Red Hot Chili Peppers, one of my favourite bands of all time. Very, very melodic band, and I've got a lot of memories attached to their songs. I do love Californication, but I think my favourite album by the Red Hot Chili Peppers has to be Blood Sugar Sex Magic, just because it is dripping in funk from start to finish. Just like when you hear that and start to give it away. Give it away now. Give it away now. In at number 6, you've got Nas with Illmatic, voted the best hip-hop album of all time by a number of different people. This is in my top 10 because it's got so many memories for me. It's another one of them albums that you can listen to from start to finish. Each track it defines what hip-hop should be about. A funky beat, good lyrics, upbeat, and good positive message. That's why Nas Illmatic is definitely in my top 10. Number 5, A Tribe Called Quest with Midnight Marauders. A Tribe Called Quest, Q-Tip and Five Dog have been a major influence on me as far as their style of beat, choice of lyrics and general vibe of the track. A Tribe Called Quest are one of my earliest memories with hip-hop. I can remember sitting in the bath. I used to have a tape recorder at the side, and I used to have it on play and record, and I used to have the pause button held down, so that if a song came on the radio that I really loved, I could just reach over and take the pause button off and record the track. Old school. So that was the first time I heard A Tribe Called Quest with Can I Kick It? So instantly when I heard that, I started delving into all their other albums, but Midnight Marauders is definitely my favourite one. The interludes are fantastic also, so check it out. Number 4, DJ Shadow with Introducing. This album was actually shown to me by someone who I used to play in a rock band with when I was about 13 or 14. And at the time, electronic music, sample music was not really of an interest to me. I was much more into playing things organically, playing instruments with guitars and basses, doing things like that. However, this album showed me another side of music, and it showed me just what you can achieve with samples and turntablism, and from cutting pieces of the old and breathing new life into it, mixing some beats up. It was just a massive inspiration for me as a producer, and undoubtedly it's led me to always try and think outside of the box, and to always try and reinvent music, because there's so much fantastic music out there. Also, the album is very, very drum and percussion orientated. There's a lot of breakbeat involved, and speaking for someone who at the time was very, very, very interested in playing the drums, that's what definitely drew me to it. So DJ Shadow, Introducing. In at number 3, The Roots with Do You Want More. This album is unlike anything else I've heard before because it combines hip-hop with a band. And I know you're probably thinking, yeah, Rage Against the Machine did that, but they don't do it like this, because this is it's very influenced by jazz, and everyone in the band plays an instrument. So you've got a keyboard player, you've got a drummer, you've got a bass guitar, you've got a guitar, you've got a tuba, you've got all horn sections and stuff, and they're just really creative with what they do to combine hip-hop with this sort of style of music is definitely something that should be checked out. The Roots, Do You Want More? That's my number 3. On to number 2. Now this goes out to a band called Blind Melon. And this album is the self-titled album, Blind Melon. It's definitely one that you can just play from start to finish without any sort of weak tracks. The whole track is a journey, and I'd say it's a very, very sunny vibe. I'd say the time when I really pull this album out is when it's a nice day outside, and it really makes me feel nice and summery. And I've listened to this album countless times over the years. Quite a lot of people don't know who Blind Melon are. I certainly wouldn't have done if some of my mates hadn't have introduced them to me years and years and years ago. But it's definitely a band that you should check out. They're a really free-thinking, sort of sunny day, hippie sort of band. So yeah, definitely. In at number 2, Blind Melon. Right, my number 1 goes out to Jest. The album is called Return of the Drifter. My most favourite UK hip-hop album of all time. It goes down to the lyrics. The lyrical content in it is absolutely unbelievable. Jest talks about things in his lyrics that a lot of other people don't talk about. Very political, and he talks about sort of the state of the world today and stuff like that. And also Jest actually produces his own beats as well as writes his own lyrics and performs his own lyrics. So really, to be like a one-man band has been my inspiration, so I owe that to you, Jest. Return of the Drifter, you are my number 1.
I travel the low plains, but drift on a high like cocaine. Exchange words with the man with no name. Inspectors throwing up letters on the